Imagine waking up one morning and discovering that your rent has gone up by hundreds of dollars overnight. Families who once thought they had secured stability are suddenly scrambling to pay bills. First-time buyers who dreamed of owning a modest home are now locked out completely. This isn't science fiction. It isn't a prediction of the future. It is happening right now in Austin, Texas. And what's unfolding here could be the blueprint of what many American cities will soon face. Austin was once known as the hidden gem of Texas, a quirky city with music festivals, barbecue joints, and affordable living. People came for the culture, the tech jobs, the universities, the weather, and the promise of opportunity. But what happens when a city grows too fast? What happens when demand explodes and supply lags years behind? The result is simple: collapse. And today, Austin is collapsing under the weight of its own success. For years, thousands of new residents moved into Austin every single month. Tech giants planted their headquarters. Startups blossomed. Remote workers, freed from the restrictions of Silicon Valley, flocked in search of cheaper housing and a vibrant lifestyle. The city became a magnet for young professionals, families, and investors. But there was one major problem. The number of homes being built never kept pace. Developers couldn't keep up. Zoning restrictions slowed construction. Red tape buried projects under endless approvals. By the time new houses hit the market, demand had already tripled. This imbalance created chaos. Bidding wars became the new normal. Houses were sold in hours, often above asking price, sometimes without buyers ever stepping foot inside. And if you were an ordinary family relying on a regular paycheck, you didn't stand a chance. Do you think this crisis is unique to Austin, or do you believe it's a warning for cities across America? Could your city be next? Let me know in the comments. Your perspective could spark the next discussion here on BrickStart. The harsh truth is that wages never kept up with the runaway cost of living. In the past year alone, home prices in Austin jumped by over 18%. Salaries? They only grew 4%. That gap isn't just wide, it's impossible to close. Teachers, nurses, police officers, service workers, the very people who make a city livable, are being priced out. They aren't just struggling to buy a home. Many can't even afford rent anymore. Austin once represented opportunity. It was the city where graduates stayed, where young families bought their first homes, where culture thrived. Today, it's a city of survival. Families cut back on essentials. Parents take second or third jobs. Children move back in with relatives. The stress is visible in every household. When your paycheck grows slower than your rent, the math always breaks. And when the math breaks, lives break with it. Quick reminder: if this breakdown is giving you value, hit like right now so YouTube shows it to more people, and make sure you subscribe to BrickStart. We upload every week with deep dives into housing and investment trends you see in the mainstream news. But housing prices are only one piece of the puzzle. The city's infrastructure is buckling under the weight of uncontrolled growth. Roads that once carried light traffic are now clogged every morning and every evening. A commute that used to take 15 minutes now stretches past an hour. Power outages roll across neighborhoods during peak demand. Water shortages loom during the hottest summers on record. The cost to fix these issues? Tens of billions. Money the city simply doesn't have readily available. Infrastructure is not a background problem. It is the skeleton of a city. When it cracks, everything attached to it weakens. Schools overflow with students. Hospitals face shortages of staff. Emergency services are stretched thin. Austin wasn't designed to support millions of people arriving in just a few short years, and now the strain is visible everywhere you look. And it's not just infrastructure. The daily cost of living has exploded. Groceries that once felt affordable are now biting into paychecks. Gas prices climb with every passing month. Utility bills surge. Families that felt comfortable 5 years ago are now on the financial edge. And when costs rise this quickly, it's not just about money, it changes the soul of a community. Have you personally seen costs rise this fast where you live? Drop your story in the comments. Sharing your experience helps others realize they're not alone, and it builds the conversation that makes this channel stronger. This isn't normal inflation. It's something far more dangerous. It's a collapse of affordability. And when affordability collapses, culture collapses with it. Austin's artists, musicians, service workers, the very people who gave the city its character, they're being displaced. They're leaving for smaller towns, for suburbs, for anywhere that still offers a shred of affordability. What remains is a city hollowed out, where only the wealthy or heavily indebted can remain. But there's another layer to this story. Investors. Investors rushed in when they saw the growth. They bought houses in cash, flipped them quickly, turned them into short-term rentals, and pushed prices even higher. For now, the returns look good, but experts are warning that Austin is sitting on the edge of a bubble. What happens when tech hiring slows? What happens if interest rates rise again? What happens if demand suddenly cools? Investors will be left holding properties that ordinary people can't afford. We've seen this movie before. In 2008, speculation led to collapse. And many economists are whispering that Austin looks dangerously similar to the pre-crash housing markets of that era. Stay tuned, because in just a moment, I'll show you 3 concrete steps you can take right now to protect yourself if you live in Austin or if you're reconsidering investing here. The first step: avoid short-term speculation. Yes, flipping houses may look profitable now, but the risks are enormous. Markets don't go up forever. When the bubble bursts, the speculators are always the first to lose. If you're thinking of short-term profit, think twice. The second step: consider suburban alternatives. Just 20 to 30 minutes outside Austin, prices remain significantly lower. Families who can no longer survive in the city are finding refuge in smaller communities. Investors who look beyond the urban core discover more stable rental demand and less competition. These areas may not be as glamorous, but they provide security and opportunity when the city center becomes unaffordable. The third step: focus on long-term value. Even in downturns, properties with strong fundamentals near jobs, schools, universities, or public transit hold their worth. Instead of chasing fast money, think about where families will want to live 10 years from now. These are the investments that survive storms and recover the fastest. If Austin is collapsing, what city should we cover next here on BrickStart? Comment your suggestion below. Your city might be the focus of our next deep dive. Because Austin's story isn't just about money, it's about culture, identity, and the human cost of growth without balance. The question now is simple. Can Austin reinvent itself before it's too late? Or will it collapse completely under the weight of its own success? The truth is, the answer will ripple far beyond Texas. If Austin collapses, it will send a signal to cities across America. It will warn New York, Miami, Phoenix, Denver, Nashville, any city chasing explosive growth without preparing for the consequences. Austin is not an isolated case. It's a lesson for all of us. And here's the bigger question. What happens when America's fastest-growing cities collapse? Do families scatter to the suburbs? Do investors retreat? Do governments finally act to stabilize housing? Or do we repeat the same cycle city after city until the dream of affordable living in America is gone entirely? Imagine a future where only the wealthy can live in the city, while everyone else is pushed further and further away. Imagine schools where teachers can't afford to live nearby. Imagine hospitals short-staffed because nurses can't pay the rent. That's not imagination for Austin. It's reality right now. And if we don't pay attention, it may be reality everywhere. So what do you think? Is Austin a warning sign or just a temporary setback? Could it reinvent itself and thrive again? Or is this the beginning of a long decline? I'd love to see your thoughts in the comments. If this gave you value, hit like right now so more people see it. And don't forget to subscribe to BrickStart. We're here every week, uncovering the hidden truths of the housing market, giving you tools and insights to stay ahead. Watch until the end of our next video, because the next city we cover might just surprise you, and it could be the place you live.